and welcome back to Afritrida. Thank you so much for clicking on my video again, and please, I'd like to urge you support me further by sharing my video. And if you are new on my channel, I'd like to let you in on a little secret. Subscribing is absolutely free, so please do hit that subscribe and notification button. This video today is on a very vital topic, and I would like you to watch it to the end. In fact, I couldn't even get a heading to really do justice to this topic. I'm going to be talking about the W's. The W's that are so important in our life, and why we have to pay attention to them and document them. As human beings, we have interactions at home, at work, business, when you do shopping, when you buy something from someone, your children in school. And in any interaction you have, there's some very important W's there. And we have to learn to always document our W's, record them, so that in any time of conflict, we have them. Now, let me explain what I mean, because some of you may be wondering, what is this she's talking about? Imagine a situation. I think this example, we can all understand it. Imagine this situation: you have a child, and your child comes home today and says, "Mama, somebody hit me." Tomorrow, "Mama, somebody hit me." Next day, she comes with a mark on her face. And then, you've been complaining to the teacher, complaining to the teacher. Then one day, something really more serious happens. And it's now time for the showdown. You know, maybe the teacher, the headmistress. There is now a real conflict that has to be settled. And everybody is being brought to the table. If you didn't pay attention to your W's, you wouldn't have a strong case. Even the strong case you have, you cannot put it on the table properly because you are not precise. To hit a target, you have to be precise. And that can only be done with the W's. Now, what are those W's? Where, when, who, to whom, why, what happened, what did you do, witnesses. All these W questions are so important, and if you can't answer them properly, you have a weak case. I'm giving this advice from my life experience as a lawyer, a mother, and someone who has been involved in different organizations and seen different conflicts in life. Pay attention to your W's. Document them. When you are sitting at that table, you should be able to say, when did it happen? If you sit there and say, on the 5th of July, my child came home with a mark. On the 7th of August, my child came home with a scratch on the leg. Precise dates. It makes your story look very authentic. People will know you know what you are talking about. You are not somebody to be messed around with. You have your facts. Who did it? The name of the person that did it. Who was the teacher involved? The witnesses, who was there? Where did it happen? In the school, on the playing ground. Document all these things. The same thing at work. If your boss has been mobbing you or a colleague, keep records. When, what time, where, under what circumstances, why, what did you do? All these things, record them. These days, you can even make records. You don't need to write down everything. My daughter taught me something. She told me, you know, Mama, just make a WhatsApp group with one other person. Then you can remove the person from the group. So you're alone in that group. And then you can put all your important information there that you need to call off immediately. So find ways of recording everything. If there has been an incident, an accident, or a fight, or a problem, record every single thing about it and answer all the W questions so that any day you are called up, you can bring precise information. Precision hits the target. Also, you have the option of making pictures, making videos. When you are videoing something that happened, like for instance, someone says, I was abused at a shop. After videoing inside the shop, go outside, video a bit of the environment so that you have proof that this actually happened in this shop. Because if you video only the inside of the shop, you may not have proof where exactly it happened. So try and video the environment. If possible, video or take a picture of a date. You can easily do this by putting someone else's handy with a date and taking a picture of it, or videoing somebody's handy with the date on it. Then you also have proof of the date. If there's been an injury, like on your child when they come back from school, make photographs, left, right, center. Take the child to the hospital and get it documented if you can afford it. And while taking pictures of this injury, put a ruler beside the injury to show how big it is. If you don't have a ruler, put something beside the injury like a car key or another object that is common, so people will be able to assess the size of that injury and not to think, okay, it may look larger in the picture. Same thing for a scratch on the car. Another tip I would like to give is that if you go into a discussion at school or at work where nothing is being written down, document that discussion. Let me give an example. If you have a discussion with your child's teacher on an issue that happened in school, go home and write an email. Thank you very much for our discussion in which I raised this and that, and in which you said this and that. I really appreciate. Send that email to her. That is proof that those things were discussed on that day. If she has an objection, she would have to write an email back saying, no, I didn't say this and that. I said ABC, not CDE. But if she doesn't reply, you now have an affirmation. Yes, we had that discussion and that's what was said. Always do it. Because if eventually that discussion is going to a court or anywhere, it's now all hearsay. You don't have any proof. And people are likely to believe the teacher instead of the parent, or the boss instead of the employee, especially if you cannot express yourself properly. And mind you that in the schools, they are documenting everything. So when you come with, there was a day it happened, that day on the meeting, I have forgotten the date, hey, this was what you said. You don't stand a chance. But when you come out and say, on the 7th day of August, we held a meeting at so time where we discussed this. I sent you an email the next day thanking you for this discussion and listing the points that we discussed. Then you sound authentic. You are being precise, you are hitting the target. So please, always document your W's. Record them, take pictures, make videos. It will help you a long way, help you to win a lot of battles. And I would like to leave you with a quote. The biggest mistake regarding record keeping is not writing things down or not remembering where you wrote it down.